This is our PIR motion sensor. As you can see on the top here, it has a white plastic lens. This is called a Fresnel lens, and it allows it to focus light from everywhere around it, even the sides, to the infrared receiver in the center. On the back here, we have these 3 pins, which we can use to provide power to the sensor and to read the value from it. The last thing is these 2 potentiometers here. On the left, we have one that allows us to change how long this sensor outputs a high signal after it senses motion. Right now, I have it set to a couple of seconds, but we could turn it all the way up to 2 or 3 minutes if we wanted to. On the right here, we have the sensitivity potentiometer. Typically, you want to leave this at about half, but if it seems like your sensor is not working at all, or it's detecting way too much, then you might want to adjust this. Let's wire it up. First, we'll provide power to the sensor. I'll connect a red wire from the VCC pin on the sensor to the 5-volt port on the Arduino. Next, I'll connect this black wire from the ground pin on the sensor to one of the ground ports on the Arduino. Lastly, I'll connect this green wire from the out pin on the sensor to one of the digital ports on the Arduino. In this case, I'll use port 2. Now that our sensor is wired up, we'll need something to display what our sensor is reading. I'm going to wire up an LED on this breadboard here. First, I'll add the LED to the breadboard, taking note of which side the longer leg is on, as this is the positive side. In my case, the longer leg is on the right, so I'll connect an orange wire from the longer leg of the LED to port 3 on the Arduino. Then I'll connect this resistor from the short leg of the LED to the blue line on the breadboard, and then a black wire from the blue line on the breadboard to another of the ground pins on the Arduino. Now our LED is wired up, so we can read a value from the sensor and use it to light up the LED. The coding for the motion sensor is pretty simple. All we have to do is detect if the motion sensor pin is high, and if it is, set the LED to high. Otherwise, we'll set the LED to low. At the top, I'll declare a variable called motion sensor pin, which will be an int, and I'll set this to 0, as that's where we connected the motion sensor's out pin. Then I'll declare another integer called LED pin, and I'll set this to 1, because that's where we connected the LED. In the setup function, I'll use the pin mode function to set the motion sensor pin as an input, because we'll be reading the value of the motion sensor and using it to set our LED. I'll use the pin mode function again to set the LED pin as an output. In the loop function, we'll need to use an if statement that says if digital read, because the motion sensor is on a digital port, motion sensor pin is equal to high. This checks if the motion sensor pin is active. And if it is, we want to turn on the LED, so we can use the digital write function to set the LED pin to high. Otherwise, else, we can use the digital write function again to set the LED pin to low. That's it. And as you can see, when we move in front of it, it lights up the LED. And if we let it sit for a minute, it'll go ahead and turn the LED off. As I mentioned at the start, if we adjust the potentiometers on the back of the sensor, then we'll be able to change how long it lights that LED up for. If you want to learn more about Arduino and the modules you can use with it, check out my channel, Saber C++. Thanks for watching.